My girlfriend climbed onto a chair and laughed. I'm pregnant and it's definitely not his. The room froze. I set my glass down. Interesting. I didn't argue. I just slid one sealed envelope onto the table and walked out before anyone opened it. I'm 34, been in a relationship for 2 years, and I just learned that some people will publicly humiliate you and expect you to just take it. We met at a friend's party. She was outgoing, confident, the kind of person who commanded attention when she walked into a room. I was more reserved, quiet. We balanced each other out, or so I thought. Moved in together after a year, split rent 50-50, decorated the place together, talked about marriage, about kids, about the future we were supposedly building together, had conversations about baby names, about where we'd raise kids, about what kind of parents we'd be. Things started changing about 4 months ago. She became distant, started going out more with friends, came home late smelling like alcohol and someone else's cologne. When I asked about it, she'd get defensive, say I was being paranoid, that I didn't trust her. Classic deflection, the kind that makes you question your own instincts even when you know something's wrong. Then 3 weeks ago, she told me she was pregnant. We were having dinner, takeout from our usual place. She just blurted it out between bites of noodles. I'm pregnant. I put down my fork, felt my stomach drop. What? I'm pregnant, about 6 weeks. Are you sure? Took 3 tests, all positive, even went to a clinic. I should have been happy. We'd talked about having kids eventually, but something felt off. The timing, the way she told me, the lack of emotion in her voice, like she was telling me about a dentist appointment instead of a life-changing announcement. How do you feel about it? I asked. I don't know. Surprised. We weren't trying. No, but we weren't preventing either. She shrugged, went back to her food. I guess. That conversation should have been a moment, a milestone. Instead, it felt like a transaction, like she was reporting news, not sharing joy. I tried to hug her. She pulled away, said she was tired, went to bed early, left me sitting at the table wondering what the hell just happened. I tried to be supportive over the next few days, asked about doctor's appointments, started looking at baby stuff online, read articles about pregnancy, tried to get excited even though the whole thing felt wrong. She barely engaged. Scrolled on her phone when I talked, changed the subject constantly. Then her friends started acting weird around me, giving me looks, whispering when I walked into rooms. Her best friend wouldn't make eye contact. Another friend openly smirked at me at a coffee shop when we ran into her. I knew something was up. Started paying more attention, checking details, asking questions that she'd answer with increasing irritation. When's your next appointment? I'll let you know. I want to come. I should be there. It's just routine. You don't need to come to everyone. I want to. I should be involved. This is my kid, too. Fine. I'll tell you when the next one is. She never did. Every time I asked, she had an excuse. It was rescheduled. It was early in the morning. It was just blood work. Always something. The appointments that did happen, she went alone. Came back with vague updates. Nothing concrete. No ultrasound pictures. No paperwork. Nothing. 2 weeks ago, her friend invited us to a party. House party. Lots of people. Drinking. Music. I didn't really want to go, but she insisted. Almost demanded it, actually. It'll be fun. You need to get out more. I'm out plenty. You work and come home. That's it. We need to socialize. You're becoming boring. That hurt. But I agreed. Thought maybe she was right. Maybe I was being too focused on the pregnancy stuff. Maybe I needed to relax. So we went. Got there around 8. The place was packed. Music too loud. People everywhere. I got a beer. She immediately disappeared into a group of her friends. I stood there feeling out of place, tried to make conversation with people I barely knew. Everyone seemed to be in on some joke I hadn't heard. About an hour in, things got weird. Her friends started gathering in the living room. Someone turned down the music. People were looking at me, smiling. Not friendly smiles. knowing smiles, the kind that make your skin crawl. Then she did it. Climbed onto a chair, literally stood on a chair in the middle of the room. Everyone went quiet. She had a drink in her hand, raised it like she was making a toast, swaying slightly, drunk clearly. "I have an announcement." People started cheering. Someone whistled. I felt my stomach drop. Knew whatever was coming wasn't good. Had that sick feeling you get right before disaster. "I'm pregnant." More cheering. Someone yelled congratulations. Others raised their glasses. I stood there, frozen, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Then she said it. "And it's definitely not his." Pointed right at me, laughed, threw her head back and laughed like it was the funniest thing she'd ever said. Her friends laughed. Some people looked uncomfortable, others looked shocked. But she was laughing. Kept pointing at me, kept laughing. The room froze. You could hear people's breathing, see them looking between her and me, waiting for my reaction, waiting for me to explode, to yell, to make the scene she clearly wanted. I set my glass down on the nearest table, calmly, deliberately, let the moment stretch out. "Interesting." That's all I said. One word. Her smile faltered. She expected a scene, expected me to yell, to argue, to demand explanations, to make a fool of myself. Instead, I reached into my jacket pocket, pulled out an envelope, sealed, white. Had prepared it that afternoon on a hunch, on a feeling that something was about to happen, that she was building toward something. Walked over to the coffee table in the center of the room, everyone watching. Silent now, confused. She was still on the chair, looking uncertain now. Slid the envelope onto the table, placed it right in the center where everyone could see it. "For when you're ready to be honest." Then I walked out. Didn't run, didn't storm off, just walked. Calmly, deliberately, out of that room, out of that house, down the driveway. Got in my car, drove away. Left her there with her friends and her announcement and her lies. Update 1. My phone started blowing up immediately. Texts, calls, messages, her friends, her, even people I barely knew from the party. People who'd been laughing minutes ago were now demanding explanations. What was in the envelope? "You need to come back." "This is crazy." "Why would you do that?" "What did you mean by that?" She's freaking out. Everyone wants to know what's in the envelope. I ignored all of it. Drove to my brother's house. He lived 20 minutes away. Knocked on his door at 10 p.m. He opened it in pajamas, remote in hand. Had been watching TV. "What's wrong? Can I crash here tonight?" "Of course, what happened?" I told him everything. The pregnancy announcement, the public humiliation, the envelope, every detail. He listened without interrupting, just nodded, got progressively more angry on my behalf. "What was in the envelope?" he finally asked. "Paternity test results information." His eyes went wide. "What?" I had a feeling. About the pregnancy. About her behavior. So I did some digging. Found out she's been seeing someone else. Got him to agree to a paternity test once the baby's born. He had no idea about me. Thought he was her only boyfriend. "How did you find him?" "Social media. She was tagged in photos with him. Different events, concerts, dinners. Always when she said she was with friends. I messaged him. We talked. Compared timelines. Both realized we'd been played. He was as shocked as I was. Thought I was some crazy ex she was dealing with." "And he agreed to a paternity test?" "Yeah. He wants to know too. If it's his, he'll step up. If it's mine, he's gone. Either way, he wants the truth. We both do. We're both tired of the lies." "What about the envelope? What was actually in it?" "DNA testing kit information, lab contact, results timeline, proof that I'd already set this in motion, that her little announcement didn't blindside me, that I was 3 steps ahead, that I'd already been preparing for this." My brother laughed. Actually laughed. "That's cold. She humiliated me publicly, in front of 50 people. She gets public consequences." I crashed on his couch. Didn't sleep much. Phone kept buzzing. Finally turned it off around midnight, but my mind wouldn't stop, kept replaying her standing on that chair, pointing at me, laughing. Update 2. Next morning, I turned my phone back on. Hundreds of messages, most from her, progressing from angry to panicked to desperate. I read them in order, watched the evolution of her panic. Where are you? We need to talk. You can't just leave. Why would you embarrass me like that? Everyone's asking about the envelope. What was in it? Please call me. I'm sorry, I was drunk. I was joking. It was a stupid joke. You know I didn't mean it. Please come home. I love you. Please. Why are you doing this to me? I didn't respond. Instead, I got coffee with the other guy, the one she'd been seeing. We'd agreed to meet that morning. Neutral location, public place, coffee shop downtown. He showed up looking tired, stressed, dark circles under his eyes. Hadn't shaved, clearly hadn't slept either. This is surreal, he said. Tell me about it. I had no idea about you. She said she was single. We've been together for 4 months. 4 months of lies. We've been together for 2 years. Living together for 1. 2 years of thinking I knew her. Jesus. Yeah. She called me last night, after the party, hysterical. Said you'd embarrassed her, that you'd walked out, that you'd made a scene. Didn't mention what she'd said. Didn't mention standing on a chair and announcing the baby wasn't yours. She announced the pregnancy, then said it definitely wasn't mine, in front of everyone, made it a joke, got people to laugh at me. What? Why would she do that? I don't know. Drama? Attention? Trying to hurt me? Maybe she wanted me to lose it, to look unstable, to give her justification for leaving. Take your pick. I'm so sorry, man. I wouldn't have gotten involved if I'd known. I thought she was single. She showed me an empty apartment, said she lived alone. My apartment. She showed you our apartment when I was at work. He looked sick. I'm going to be sick. Join the club. We talked for 2 hours, compared stories, timelines, text messages, photos, realized she'd been playing us off each other for months, telling him I was an ex who wouldn't leave her alone, that I was stalking her, that she was scared of me, telling me he was just a friend from work, that they were on a project together, classic manipulation, textbook gaslighting. What do you want to do? He asked. I want the truth, about the baby, about everything. I want everyone who laughed last night to know they were wrong. Me too. I'll do the paternity test, whatever it takes. I want to know if I'm going to be a father. Thank you, I appreciate that. Most guys would run. I'm not that guy. If it's mine, I'll step up. But I need to know the truth first. We parted ways. Shook hands. 2 guys who'd been played by the same woman, both trying to figure out what was real and what was lies. I went back to my brother's house, spent the day figuring out my next move, called a lawyer, explained the situation, started paperwork to remove myself from the lease, protect my assets, cover my bases. He said I was smart to act fast, that too many people wait until it's too late. Update 3. She showed up at my brother's house that evening. Don't know how she found out I was there. Probably called my family, harassed them until someone told her. Knocked on the door around 7. My brother answered. He doesn't want to see you. I need to talk to him, please. This is important. Not happening. Go home. Please. I just need 5 minutes, just to explain. I came to the door. Told my brother it was fine. Stepped outside, closed the door behind me. Wanted this over with. What do you want? What was in the envelope? Does it matter? Yes. Everyone's asking. I look like an idiot. People are saying things, making assumptions. You made yourself look like an idiot when you stood on that chair. I was drunk. I didn't mean it. It was a joke that went wrong. You meant it. You just didn't expect consequences. You thought I'd take it, or blow up. Either way, you'd get what you wanted. What was in the envelope? Just tell me. Information about paternity testing. Contact info for the lab. Timeline for results. Everything you'd need to establish who the father actually is. Everything you've been avoiding for weeks. Her face went white, actually drained of color. You're testing the baby? Of course I am. You announced it's not mine. In front of 50 people. Why wouldn't I test? Why wouldn't I want to know the truth? I told you I was joking. Jokes are supposed to be funny. That wasn't funny. That was cruel. That was humiliation. That was calculated. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I was drunk and stupid. You made a choice. Big difference. You chose to stand on that chair. Chose to announce it publicly. Chose to humiliate me. Those were choices. Please come home. We can work this out. We can go to counseling. No. What do you mean, no? I mean, I'm done. I'm moving out. You can keep the apartment. I'm removing myself from the lease. We're over. This relationship is finished. Over a joke? Over months of lies, over cheating, over public humiliation, over recruiting your friends to laugh at me, over all of it, every single betrayal. I didn't cheat. I know about him, the other guy. We've talked, we've compared notes, we've seen the photos, the texts. We know everything, every lie you told each of us. She started crying, real tears now, mascara running. Please, I'm pregnant. I need you. I can't do this alone. You need someone. Doesn't have to be me. Try him. See if he'll take you back after finding out you've been lying to him too. He won't talk to me. He blocked me. Can't imagine why. What am I supposed to do? Figure it out. You're good at manipulation. I'm sure you'll find someone else to lie to. Someone else to play. You always do. I went back inside. Left her crying on the porch. My brother was listening at the door. That was harsh. She stood on a chair and told a room full of people the baby wasn't mine, while those people laughed. She doesn't get sympathy. She doesn't get softness. Update 4. The next 2 weeks were a blur. Moved my stuff out while she was at work. Got off the lease. Landlord was surprisingly understanding. Said he'd seen this kind of thing before. Set up at my brother's place temporarily. Started looking for my own apartment, something smaller, something that was just mine. She kept trying to contact me. Texts, calls, emails, showing up at my work. I ignored all of it. Had security escort her out twice. She made a scene both times, yelling, crying, saying I was abandoning her, that I was heartless. Her friends started a campaign, messaging me, calling, even showing up at places they knew I'd be. Telling me I was cruel, that she needed support, that I was abandoning her while she was pregnant, that I was a coward. I finally responded to one of them, her best friend, the one who'd been in on everything, who'd helped coordinate the party, who'd probably helped plan the whole humiliation. She humiliated me publicly. She cheated on me. She lied to me for months, and you all knew, so forgive me if I don't care about her feelings right now. She made a mistake. We all make mistakes. Multiple mistakes, over months, deliberately, with your help. You all knew and said nothing. You all laughed when she announced it. You're all complicit. We thought you knew. We thought it was some kind of open thing. How would I know? She lied to everyone, including you, probably. She's lied about everything. She's scared. She doesn't know what to do. The baby's coming. Not my problem anymore. She made her choices. Now she lives with them. I blocked her too. Blocked all of them. Everyone who'd been at that party. Everyone who'd laughed. Everyone who'd known and said nothing. Everyone who'd enabled her. Update 5. 4 weeks after the party, she reached out through her mother. Her mom called me. I almost didn't answer. Decided to out of respect. Her mother had always been kind to me. Always treated me like family. I heard what happened. I'm so sorry. Thank you. She told me about the pregnancy, about the announcement, about you leaving. But I feel like I'm not getting the whole story. Did she tell you what she said? How she said it? She said she made a joke that didn't land, that you overreacted, that you embarrassed her. She stood on a chair and announced the baby wasn't mine. In front of 50 people, she pointed at me and laughed. Her friends laughed. That's not a joke. That's humiliation. Silence. Long silence. Then, she said that? Word for word. I have witnesses. I have people who were there who've reached out to me privately, who said they were disgusted by what she did. Oh my God. I didn't know. She didn't tell me that part. She made it sound like you were being unreasonable. She's been lying to everyone, including you. Probably especially you. Is the baby yours? I don't know. We're doing a paternity test after it's born. Could be mine. Could be someone else's. Won't know until then. But honestly, I'm hoping it's not. And if it's yours? Then I'll be a father. I'll step up. I'll do what's right. But I won't be with her. That's done. That relationship is dead. I understand. I'm sorry this happened to you. You didn't deserve this. Me too. Thank you for believing me. We talked for a while longer. Her mother apologized repeatedly, said she'd raised her daughter better than this, that she was ashamed, that she supported whatever decision I made, that she'd always liked me, always thought I was good for her daughter. It helped. Knowing not everyone in her life thought I was the villain, that at least one person saw through the lies, saw her for what she really was. Final update. It's been 3 months since that party. The baby was born 2 weeks ago. Healthy. A boy. The guy she was seeing agreed to the paternity test. So did I. We both submitted DNA. Results came back yesterday. The baby is his, not mine. I felt relieved, guilty about feeling relieved, but relieved. This meant I was free, no ties, no obligations, no 18 years of co-parenting with someone who'd humiliated me, no lifetime connection to someone who'd betrayed me so completely. The other guy is apparently stepping up, taking responsibility, working things out with her. They're trying to make it work. Good for him. Better him than me. Hope it works out. Hope she learned something from all this. Her friends have been silent since the results came out. No more messages about abandoning her, no more guilt trips, no more showing up at my work. Just silence. Guess they realized they were backing the wrong story, that they'd been lied to as much as I had. I found my own apartment. 1 bedroom, small, affordable, exactly what I need. Started dating again, taking it slow, learning to trust again. It's hard. Every time someone is late, I wonder. I found my own apartment. 1 bedroom, small, affordable, exactly what I need. Started dating again, taking it slow, learning to trust again. It's hard. Every time someone is late, I wonder. Every time someone is vague, I question. But I'm getting there. Working with a therapist. Processing everything. The envelope was calculated. I knew something was coming. Knew she was planning something. The way her friends were acting. The secretive looks. The smirks. All of it felt orchestrated. So I prepared. Researched paternity testing. Contacted labs. Got everything ready. Put it all in that envelope. When she climbed on that chair and made her announcement, everyone expected me to explode, to make a scene, to yell, to cry, to give her the reaction she wanted, the drama she craved. Instead, I stayed calm. Set down my glass, said one word, slid that envelope onto the table, the envelope that contained everything she was trying to hide, the testing information, the lab contact, the proof that I was already on to her, that I'd been preparing for this moment, and I walked out before anyone could open it. Let them sit with it. Let them wonder. Let the truth reveal itself without me having to say a word. Let them open it and see exactly how far ahead of her I'd been. She wanted public drama. She got public consequences. Her friends opened that envelope, read what was inside, saw the testing information, the timeline, the lab contact, realized she'd been lying to everyone, about me, about the other guy, about the pregnancy, about everything. Some of them reached out to apologize later, said they'd had no idea, that they felt manipulated too. The room froze when she made her announcement. It stayed frozen when people read what was in that envelope, and by the time anyone had questions, I was already gone, already free, already 3 steps ahead of her manipulation, already protecting myself in ways she never saw coming. I'm 34, single, learning that some people will stand on chairs and humiliate you just to feel powerful, learning that preparation beats reaction every time, learning that walking away calmly is more powerful than any argument, more devastating than any confrontation, learning that when someone shows you who they really are in front of 50 people, believe them the first time and never look back. She climbed on that chair expecting me to crumble, to beg, to fight for her, to make a scene that would justify her leaving me. Instead, I gave her 1 word, 1 envelope, and 1 exit. And that envelope contained everything she'd tried to hide, everything she'd lied about, everything that proved I'd already won before she even made her announcement, that I'd been preparing, that I'd been investigating, that I'd been 3 steps ahead the entire time, and I didn't need to watch them open it, didn't need to see her face when the truth came out, didn't need to hear the gasps or the whispers or the accusations. I just needed to walk out that door, get in my car, and drive away from the best decision I ever made. The decision to prepare, the decision to protect myself, the decision to walk away with my dignity intact, while hers crumbled in a room full of people who'd laughed at me just minutes before.